You also have to look for the right collaborations. You will not see me do something crazy because also I'm a vegan and then a milk company reached out. Yeah, of course it's a no.
Hi, I'm Lucy, and you're listening to Creator Talks, a Mediaforte podcast. Mediaforte is a marketplace for highly specialised content creators all around the world. Each episode, we interview one of the creators from the Mediaforte network and dig into their craft. Today we welcome Chelsea Van Neerum, a social media content creator based in Belgium. Creator Talks by Mediaforte. Mediaforte, the marketplace for highly specialised content creators around the world.
Welcome to the show, Chelsea.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
No, it's a real treat. Do you want to give me a little potted history about what your background is and how you ended up doing what you're doing now?
Sure. So actually, when I studied marketing and communication, so I always knew I wanted to do something within marketing, within communicating with others. And that's how I started first my roles within sales. And then I transitioned actually to McDonald's. And there I was brand lead. So that actually meant that I was responsible for overarching national campaigns. First more focused on the app of McDonald's, and then later on really on the full Gen Z strategy, snacking strategy, and all the national campaigns, including also the social media focus, because it is apparent that it's more and more important within the entire advertising and marketing world. And while I was working at McDonald's, I actually decided, okay, why don't I try for myself to build a personal brand on social media? And I did that while working a corporate 9-to-5 job. And I actually felt that it was at the time, really a good way of expressing more my creative side, because in my corporate role, it was more about more strategic, overarching, and briefing, as you said, other people to do the creative work. And it was a good, I think, addition to my life that I had like this creative outlet for myself on social media. And I wanted to do it in the most authentic way possible. And actually transitioned into my account became a little bit bigger. I had some few collaborations. And then last June, so it is 3-4 months ago, that I decided to exit the corporate world and go full on in myself. And has been the craziest ride, but I'm really thankful that I took that step. And now I'm actually a full-time content creator.
Amazing. And I'm trying to think about how you transitioned. Were you already experimenting, expressing yourself in a content way when you were working full time? Is it something you did in parallel before it became a business?
Yes, I did. So actually I grew my social media account. I really began posting daily videos and things 2 years ago. So I actually was already on social media and working on myself or my own brand for 1.5 years before I decided actually to go full focus on that one. So I was doing it in parallel. So I also showed in my day-to-day life vlogs, come work with me on a 9-to-5 job. And then, it was actually all integrated. And I think people really liked that. They could see one side of me as being the corporate girly, as I told them, and then the sports one, and then also the content creator. But it was, I think, because my social media account grew and grew, it was like, I feel there's potential there for myself. And if I don't jump on it now, I will miss the train. So I was like, okay, what do I need to do? And then I just took a leap and I did it 3 months ago.
It's amazing. And did you reach out to anybody? Because being full-time as a content creator is very different from the safety of a 9-to-5. Was there anybody in your life that supported you through that transition or gave you the confidence to do it?
The biggest support in my life now is my partner. He doesn't have a marketing background. He does not have a social media background at all. But he was like, if you want to do this for yourself, it is now or never, or you will climb the corporate ladder and there you will find fulfillment, or you will grow your own brand and there you can be your own boss. You can choose what you work on. You can choose who you work for. And I think that's what really gave me the confidence to do it, because I had his full support. And then also my closest friends, of course, they were like, you have to do it now or you will not be taking that leap of faith, or how can I say it, take that big step anymore. So it's more like my close environment that gave me the strength and the confidence to make that decision, because in the world of content creators, it's not that really common that you reach out to each other, hey, how did you do this? Or it's more that you're on your own. But because of the support from my direct environment and my family, my friends, I felt the confidence to take the step.
And going back to the job itself now, it's something I think a lot of people see and they would like to emulate, but they don't really understand how you make the money, what the schedule is, how you get the collaborations, how the payments work, what you need to do to survive. Can you give me a brief overview of sort of how it works financially for you as a full-time job?
I think a lot of people indeed tell me it's not a real job that you have, because they don't know what's coming or what's going on in the background. They only see the videos that you put out, but they don't see all the work in the background. So to make this your full-time job, I think it's first of all important that you have your own identity on social media, because that's what brands are really looking for and what they're willing to pay for. So they don't want just another aesthetically pleasing advertising like person on social media, because otherwise they could just produce it themselves and push it out there. I think you have to be authentic to the brand as well, and then they're willing to pay for your visibility, etc. So for me, how do I make the money? It's really because I am 100% fully myself on social media, and I only work with brands that are authentic to me. You will not see me do something crazy, because also I'm a vegan and then a milk company reached out. Yeah, of course it's a no. So you also have to look for the right collaborations. And then it's actually because I have a following. They pay for the following you have, the views you get, but also your approach to a type of message that you will send out. So of course they have a big briefing they send to you, and then you give your own approach to that briefing. So for me, for example, I'm a big sports lover, so I work with a lot of sports brands. I adapt their brand message to my own content, and that's what they're willing to pay for. So you have one-offs, one-shots, ad hoc campaigns that you can work on, or you have year-long deals that that the brand is secured or sure that you will work with them for a full year. So there, I think you have two different types of income, but it's also always linked to who you are and what the message is that you will bring onto your own social media. And it's not only the message that you put out there on your own account, because they always, or the biggest companies, they put also paid media behind your account and behind your videos. And that's how they actually also have a direct return of investment, because I think that's also really struggling for people to understand. But why are they paying you? For views. They're just paying you for views. That's the same as why you have a TV campaign and a radio campaign. You don't have the direct return on investment. But if they, for example, put a clear CTA, or if I put a clear CTA and they put a link behind it, they can really track their return on investment. And then you can ask more money, because they are using your face directly to have a direct return on investment.
I don't think I fully understood that the first time we chatted, but that means that when you're part of one of those campaigns, it's out of your hand. Is it out of your hands? So it's like not coming from your channel. Your video will be shared.
It's still on my channel.
It's still on your channel.
It's still on my channel, but they put paid media behind it. So you give them the advertising rights, but it's still linked to my channel. But if you see on your For You page, you're scrolling, you see that video with paid media. If you click on it, you will be linked. The link will be going through their website or something, but it's still the video, the original video is on my account, but they have the advertising rights.
Right. That makes perfect sense. And so, in your channels, how do you make yourself stand out from others? What sort of techniques have you used to make yourself?
I'm not really using techniques or hooks or something. I think I'm just 100% myself and relatable. But in the beginning, it's what do I need to do? You don't understand the different platforms. You don't understand which content works where. And then on TikTok is really an authentic platform. And myself, I really started those videos because I was missing authentic content from other people. And I was like, let me just put it out there, what it is to have a day in the life or where you're not feeling great or when you're overworked or something like that. I'm really relatable and authentic. And I think that's what makes me stand out.
That's really interesting. I just had a thought as you were speaking. What happens if someone says something hurtful? Because you're sharing yourself. How do you feel when somebody says something cruel or hurtful in reaction to your video?
I think in the beginning, I took it too hard. I couldn't sleep when I got a negative comment, or it was really like overthinking. Okay, should I have not said that in my video? And then it was more, but why do I, feel bad when someone comments something? They don't know me. Of course, they see my life on social media, but it's just a 3-minute video within my day. So it was more, how can I approach this not from an emotional perspective, but more rational? And then it was, why are they commenting something negative, or why do they feel the need to comment something negative on my videos if they don't know me? If they are asking or if they are giving me feedback in a nice way, of course, I will always go in or communicate with them. But if it's just commenting to comment something bad, I just block them. People have normalized it so much. Yeah, it's part of the job that you get hurtful comments. For me, it's not. It's not part of the job. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. You can always scroll. And the people that do comment negative things, then I'm like, you don't understand the algorithm, because now you will see even more videos of me. So just scroll because now you just helped me boost my account. So I guess thanks for that.
That's a really good point. I like that.
Mediaforte, the marketplace for highly specialized content creators around the world.
You create your content in Dutch for a Belgian and Dutch, I assume, audience. Can you just tell me a bit about that? Because it surprised me. I thought perhaps I thought maybe it would be limiting because so much of the world speaks English. I thought maybe it would limit you to a smaller audience.
I have thought about creating videos in English because indeed you reach a bigger audience. But for me, at this point in life, I'm not saying I will never do it, but at this point in my life, I feel that I need to connect, or I have a better connection when I just use my mother language, Dutch. I have now 20,000 followers, which is huge, but within the world of social media, it's not that really big. So for now, I will keep on making my content in Dutch because I feel that then I have a better connection with the people that are watching my account. For now, it feels more authentic for me to just do it in Dutch. And maybe I'm not saying that if my account grows bigger, then I will not do anything in English. I can maybe do it, but then I think I will just choose for a different channel.
I like that. So you mentioned that you want to help brands make real connections with their audience. What's the one thing you see brands get wrong when they brief influencers?
That they give a really strict script to influencers. And I think, of course, why is a brand collaborating with an influencer is because they want to put a brand message out there. Of course, we all know that it's because they want to gain something from it. But if you want to work with influencers, you have to let them be a real ambassador for your brand and not give them an advertising list. You have to include these and these and these words. And I myself also it's a work in progress and it's a learning that you have to go through. I also worked with a brand where I had a really strict script and it just felt really not authentic. It doesn't match your other content. And I think that's what brands need to understand. People or influencers have a following because people like the way they are. And if you give them a strict script they need to follow with brand messages and explicit things they need to mention, then it just doesn't feel authentic. But the followers will also not like that type of content. They will not engage with it because they do feel a disconnect with this is really an advertisement for this brand, and it's not Chelsea on her day-to-day where she uses this product. So I think that's the biggest mistake a brand can do, is to give a script. Of course, there needs to be an underlying message and the product needs to be shown. But if you have a collaboration with an influencer, please be aware that why people are following them is because they are authentic, and it really needs to fit their audience, their type of content, and not just how you see it, because otherwise they could just produce it themselves.
I think that's really true. And I've noticed that in my podcast that I like, there are two kinds of promotions where they get the podcast host to read it out, and one is that really terrible one where someone else wrote the words. But then you get the really good ones, which I actually enjoy listening to, where they've got the person to freestyle about the product and why they like it. And sometimes it's a little bit off the wall, but you can tell it comes from that person. And I will listen to those ads, because if someone presents it to me in a way that makes me laugh or I think is genuine, I'm still going to listen.
And I think there as well, brands always see the content before you put it live. It's 99% of the time in the contract that if you even freestyle and do it your own way, you first send it out for approval. So I think they're just a little bit too scared, or maybe don't have the knowledge on what is an influencer or how does it work, because they always receive the content before it goes live. So even if we freestyle, we can always adapt the content. So I think they just should not be scared of giving the freedom to an influencer, because the impact can be a lot bigger then.
And I think it's trust, isn't it? They need to trust the influencer, but also they still have that right to correct or change or alter the final work. So it's just about trust and patience, I think, for them. And they will get something better in the end.
Exactly.
So going on to the algorithm, you've probably seen quite a lot in the last 18 months that you've been doing this really seriously. What kind of changes have you seen in the algorithm, and how has it altered your work?
Actually, I don't really pay attention to the algorithm, because I'm still producing my content the same way as I was doing it 1 year ago. But sometimes you do see that they are testing things, and then we call it you're in 200 jail. Whenever your videos do not go over the 200 view mark, then we know, okay, something's up with the algorithm. And then you feel that some other content creators, we reach out and to each other. You have the same problem. And then you get a lot of response from other content creators. I do feel the same. So there, I think as a content creator, you cannot really do something. I think it's just stay true to yourself, stay relatable, and just keep on posting why other people are following you. Because for me, I think that's the biggest thing. Just stay true to yourself, and the algorithm, it will change. The only thing is you need a good hook in the beginning. And I think that's what TikTok really now is also focusing on, the hooks, etc. And you see then your videos are working better. But for me, not really a big impact whenever the algorithm changes.
That's good. You sound quite relaxed about it, which is how I would hope you could be, because you don't really want that to be interrupting your creativity. You know, it's not fun to be trying to guess what you're working with when it's it's a black box, so you don't really know what the rules are. Yeah, so that's good. One thing I did want to touch on, because you have worked on both sides of social media, the corporate background, you probably acquired a lot of skills doing that job in a very formal way. What kind of skills have been useful as you've gone solo, and which ones have you not had to use?
I think the most important one is project management. You are working with a lot of different brands at the same time in different categories, and you have to manage everything well, because it takes a lot of time from the first moment, the contact moment, up until the video is live. And then even after that, you still need to send out reportings to those brands. So I think for me, it's really the project management and the being structured and having that knowledge of what is to come from my corporate background, because I was on the other side. I was the one requesting the reporting and sending out the briefings. So I think that's the knowledge I took from my previous job into this one. And the other one is, I think, strategic thinking. It's not really that I have a full plan what's to come, because in my corporate job, we had a 1-year plan, a 3-year, a 5-year. Now I don't have a 5-year plan, but I do know what the content is I want to put out there. And I also just take it, maybe not really, maybe more subconsciously, that I take it into my day-to-day work now. But to have this vision of where do I want to go with my platform, I want to stay true to myself. I want to have collaborations that are really true to me. And I think that's also just the strategic background that you have from, you need to keep in mind that within 1 year that you are still relatable to the people that follow you for who you are today. So I think that's are the two most important one, the strategic one, and then just project management.
I imagine the jobs you do now for your own personal brand, I mean, you are doing everything for yourself. You are doing production, you're doing technical, you're doing creative. Do you have help with that, or is it all you?
It's all me. For now, it's still all me. But I think whenever my account grows even more, I will not be able to do everything myself, because the most fun part is of course the creating and the editing. And the least fun part is everything else, is all the administrative work, the emails you need to answer, the negotiations. That's really a difficult part. How can you negotiate for yourself? You really don't have then a big lever if you have a management that does something for you or that does the negotiations for you. They have more power, I think. But for now, I'm still able to manage everything myself.
Oh, great. Yeah. How do you think the influencer model will evolve?
I think it feels more natural and more authentic, also for the brand, but also for the influencer itself, to have a longer term relationship and to be a true ambassador for a brand. So if you see me, for example, working 1 year, 2 years with the same brand, you know I really love the brand, and people automatically have a link between me and the brand. So I think there it is the most important that brands think about long-term ambassadorship. I don't even want to say influencer, ambassadorship, because that will, I think, have the most impact on the audience watching the content, and then also in the end have the biggest return on investment, because of course that's what brands are still looking for. What is the return on investment? So I think that's a big one.
Let's go into some short and sweet. What's the most underrated skill for you as a content creator? What did you not realize you would need as a skill to do what you do?
Video editing. Yeah, of course, you know you need to do it, but you are not aware the amount of time that it will take to, first of all, get the basics good, and then to even experiment a little bit. I think video editing, it absorbs a lot of time, and I don't think people will realize it. I have to put out 3 videos. The most of time you will just put into video editing.
If you had to think of 3 tips for succeeding on social media, what would those be?
1, be true to yourself. And if people will like you, they will follow you. The second one, don't give up. Every beginning is hard. You will not succeed overnight. So please, it takes time. Do not give up. And 3, stay focused on your own experience and do not let the hate comments get to you.
One that I've asked to a lot of people, which has been interesting, is there something you do in your workflow that others would find surprising? So examples of this might be, I've had people who do yoga or get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and run, or, you know, they kind of mix up their day and do something unique that really helps them in their workflow.
I think for me, it's go on mental health walks. I preach mental health walks. I can really recommend it to everyone. So for me, whenever I feel like I'm too absorbed in my phone or editing all day or filming, I just let it go and go on a mental health walk, even though it's 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers. Just get out there, touch some grass.
That sounds good. I need a mental health walk today. I think I'll do that after this.
Me too.
No, really. Yeah, need to get outdoors. Super. This is just for personal interest. How many hours do you work per week?
I think it's crazy because I think your private life and your professional life is so intertwined. So I think if I need to put a number on there, 70, 80. But it doesn't feel like working. Of course, when I need to do my mails and administrative things, that feels like working. But whenever I'm shooting content or editing content, it does not really feel like working, because I've done that before whenever I was working my corporate job. Next to that, I came home and I edited videos. So for me, it doesn't feel real that this is my job. So I'm willing to put in all the hours because I just love it. So yeah, a lot of hours. I'm going to write it down. As of now, I'm not even sure. I think 70 or 80.
I think that's really good. I really enjoyed that. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Chelsea. I've been really excited to talk to you, and it's been really great to learn about your work.
I really enjoyed it to share my own experience, even from a little bit from both sides, my past job, my current job. So I'm really excited.
That's great. And anyone who wants to follow you, you are on TikTok and Instagram. Anywhere else?
I'm also starting my YouTube account, but TikTok is the biggest platform where I'm putting out 3 or 4 videos per day. So if you really like oversharing, you should go there.
And it's at ChelsVN?
Yes, that's it.
Brilliant. Thank you for coming on, Chelsea.
Thanks for having me.
Speaking with Chelsea was of special interest to me because she moved from shaping other people's brands to building her own. The transition from corporate brand lead to full-time content creation came with risk, but Chelsea's background was a clear advantage. She already understood budgets, admin, and negotiation. We also touched on the emotional side of sharing publicly. Negative comments are inevitable, but protecting mental health, setting boundaries, and blocking when necessary are part of the job. From a business perspective, she explained how collaborations work in practice, the value of long-term ambassadorship, and why brands should avoid rigid scripts. Audiences connect with personality, not adverts. My main takeaway is that authenticity is not a tactic. It is something you protect and return to, even as you grow. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay well, take some risks, and don't forget a mental health walk when you need one. That's a wrap for this episode of Creator Talks by Mediaforta. If you enjoyed what you heard, please share this episode and leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts. We release new episodes monthly, so hit subscribe so you don't miss a conversation. See you next time. Creator Talks by Mediaforta.